Good morning, lovely people. Vlogtober day 24. Lovely sunny day here in British Columbia. I have to leave for work in half an hour, so I am making myself some coffee to take with me. I was going to make a full French press worth and drink some here and some there during my break, but I don't think I've got time to drink another cup of something hot. So I'm just going to do a half French press and drink it later. Excuse the noise. The coffee beans I'm using are called Paradise Mountain medium roast organic beans, and they are from a company here in British Columbia called OM Foods. The OM stands for Organic Matters. And when we were looking to place an order with them, because it's online, it used to be in Nelson, now they're in Vancouver. So when we were looking to place an order with them, for some reason I decided we needed 5 pounds of coffee beans. Now, I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I do enjoy one now and again. And my youngest son, if I'm making it, he'll have some if I'm making enough for two. And then the oldest, I think he just tends to buy his coffee out and about. No, he has one of those Keurig single cup coffee makers, which is, I don't know, I think it's a lot less environmentally friendly because you've got all that waste. And then the middle guy tends to drink instant, but if I'm making whole bean coffee, he will definitely have some. Mr. Stitches never drinks coffee or black tea. He prefers his caffeine from green tea. So in addition to making coffee, I'm going to put it in this thermos. I do have that nice travel cup that keeps it warm as well, but I have to be careful not to tip it on the way to work, whereas this has a really good sealing lid and it won't leak in my bag. So I've got my milk ready and I'll probably put some maple syrup in it. So that's ready to go. Now I'm going to make myself a shake. Yesterday I took a shake to work and it tasted good, but it was very sludgy, which meant it didn't want to come out of the cup easily. I put vanilla milk, a scoop of this Vega all-in-one nutritional shake powder, and a fresh banana and a frozen banana. And the frozen banana obviously made it really thick. And it sat in the fridge for a couple of hours at work, and then I had it on break. But I'm going to try something different today. I'm going to put in a fresh banana and just a few chunks of frozen mango. And that'll kind of keep it cold and a little bit thicker, but not hopefully too sludgy, because I need it easy to chug, because I only have a 15-minute break. There we go, ready to go. As soon as I get to work, I'll put it in the fridge in the break room and it will be fine. I don't think I need that flipped up. It's a clever lid. It's got a little flip top thing which acts as a handle or a still carrying thing, but it still stays sealed on it. And there's one of those wire spheres that you can toss in there to help if you're just shaking things up in the cup, or I just put it in there so that just before I drink it I can shake it up just in case anything's settled to the bottom. So that's ready to go. I think probably my coffee is ready to go now, so let's do that. Still using my nice little French press cozy, which works so well. So I have to say, I was absolutely delighted that when I got up in the night, I did not hobble to my bathroom. I actually was pain-free. My foot didn't hurt at all. And, oh, That doesn't happen very often. So I'm going to credit the acupuncture for that. Also the fact that I did not overdo it yesterday by going for a walk in the evening. I'm a bit sad about not going for my evening walk because that's the time when Mr. Stitches and I get to talk about our days and just, spend time together without the distraction of social media or TV or computers. But this is what I have to do for my foot to feel better, then that's what it's going to have to be. I don't want to overfill this. Whoop, I probably just did. Nope, didn't leak out. It's all good. I had to have a little laugh to myself because I love getting your comments, and one of the comments was on my seitan making blog the other day was how horrified they were to watch it because they're gluten intolerant and there's no way they would ever even consider eating something like seitan. And I thought, yeah, there's probably not another way to make it because it depends on all that gluten. It's pretty much pure gluten, and so it depends on that to give you that sort of stretchy, chewy texture. I don't know. Probably if you Google it, you'll probably find someone who's tried to emulate it with something else. I just don't know what that would be because I haven't looked it up. Because I don't have a problem with wheat, thankfully. And also that other comment, I think it was by the same person, who said that the hood, the bobble situation that I was struggling with yesterday. Yes, you're right. The hood could be a little bit more simple, just stripy rather than bobbly and surface decorated, because the coat body is so busy, isn't it? Very, very highly patterned. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip back the bobble row and I'm going to try it with 2 single crochets between each bobble, which will fit into the 18 stitches. And if they look too crunched together and it doesn't look like it works, I'll dismiss them out. I do love having a south-facing kitchen, especially in the winter when the sun comes in because it's low and it makes it underneath the overhang of the roof and warms the kitchen up without the need for extra heating. I suppose the kitchen's always been the warmest room of the house anywhere, even in long ago days, because that's where the fire was, right? And then nowadays we've got ovens and stoves, which also helps to warm the room up. And sometimes in the winter you're cooking away at the stove and then you move away from it and suddenly you feel chilly because you're like, oh, I think I'll go back and stand near the stove because it was nice and toasty. We have so many mushrooms in the grass right now. The lawn is absolutely smothered with mushrooms. They must be loving the colder nights and more dampness in the air. But at some point, it's going to get too crispy for them and probably just kill them off. Well, I think I've done everything I need to do. I need to leave in 15 minutes. Hair's done. Contact lenses are in. Got my watch on. Done my coffee and my shake. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Once again, we're coming up for bedtime. I did grab a little bit of footage of the yarn department at Michael's before I started my shift today. Just because, you know, looking at yarn is always fun, isn't it? Just a shame they don't have much in the way of fabric, really. Now that our fabric land has closed, it would be nice if they did. If they were more like a Joann's, where they actually sold fabric by the meter or yard in the States, that would be nice. It was a busy shift. I fulfilled some online orders. I put away 2 boxes of beading supplies, and I helped a lot of people find a lot of product. It got really busy when the cashier went off for her lunch break and I was standing in for her. It got crazy busy. And I buzzed her on the walkie-talkie at one point and I said, "You knew it was going to be super busy right now, didn't you? You took your lunch just at the right time." Anyway, I got home, made dinner. Dinner was really nice. It was noodles with tofu and broccoli, cauliflower, and red bell pepper sauteed in a peanut sauce. Well, not really sauteed in a peanut sauce. I made the peanut sauce. I cooked the noodles separately. I sauteed the vegetables, and then I put it all together. So it was really easy and very tasty. So that was good. And then I sat on the couch and watched some of the Bay on BritBox because Mr. Stitches was at the gym, and while he was out, I thought I'm going to get my BritBox fix in while he's not around. And then I picked up my crochet hook for a little while. So somebody had a really good comment earlier, and they said that I could just change the stitch count on that pink row so that the bobble row would fit. And yeah, that would have been sensible, maybe, in that then I wouldn't have had to start faffing about. But I think that the increases have to be gradual and no more than 2 increases in a row. Otherwise, it might sort of do that. So by the time I read that comment, I'd already decided what to do and I'd already put it into practice. So right now, my hood looks like this. It does look still a little bit bulgy on that pink section. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because there's no back post double crochet when I transition from the purple to the pink. So it definitely looks a little bulgy here and a little sucked in here. So what I did is I dispensed completely with the bobbles, and I did 3 rows of the pink, and I just did some surface crochet with that yellowy green, greeny yellow. And then I did a few rounds of the teal and then a couple of rounds of the orange. And I put in the increases roughly where the pattern said to put them. I got a little off track there. Are you surprised? So at the moment I have, I think, 22 stitches, and I think I've done a few, maybe a couple extra rounds than the pattern says at this point, maybe. I'm not sure, because there are places in the pattern where she says 9A or 9B, say. And so it's not just a case of going rounds 1 through 12, because there might be some A's and B's in there. But I think it's about the length it's supposed to be. So that's where I've got so far. So I need to get this edited and uploaded, and then it'll probably be time for bed. I don't need to set an alarm for the morning because my first commitment is at lunchtime. I have an acupuncture appointment and I'm not working till 4:30. But with this potluck coming up on Saturday, I'm wondering if I'm going to have time to do the cooking and baking in time before we drive up there. We need to allow a couple of hours to get there. So I have asked our friends whether they're okay with us getting there at 1. And then if I am up by 7 on Saturday morning, that would give me 4 hours to bake a chestnut lentil loaf and some pumpkin donuts. And what I could do is if I wanted to put a little bit of frosting on the pumpkin donuts, I could do that after we got there, in case they aren't still completely cold. So that should work. So hopefully I won't have to do it tomorrow, because I like the food to be super fresh when we go up there. And yeah, not have to fill up my Friday completely. All right. I'll see you again tomorrow with something else. In the meantime, have a wonderful night/day, depending on when you're watching this. And bye for now.